So we're going to make some flooring for the dollhouse. Wax paper, scissors, pencil, some sandpaper. I have 2 different sandpapers. One's more coarse, one's fine. Gorilla Glue. I'm onto Gorilla Glue now. And those are just some paper towel. Brush. Just things. These are interesting. These are stain cloths, and I used these when I made my log cabin house. So I've had those for a couple of years. They still seem wet. I cut 2 pieces of cardboard and fitted them into the house, and I'm going to do it on the cardboard, as opposed to doing it inside the house and then staining inside the house. I'm also going to use some satin Mod Podge to give it a little gloss. So the way I did this was I just went for it. I had said I was going to use popsicle sticks, but that's not what I bought. I bought craft sticks, almost like a tongue depressor. And that's okay, it's just a wider floorboard. And I just took scissors and I just cut the ends. I didn't sand them. You'll see how it comes out. You could sand them if you had a special tool to cut them. I don't have it, so I'm just going for it as usual. That's how I do it. So I'm just putting some glue on. Glue does dry fast, so I'm doing it in sections. And then I'm gonna try to space them the way a wood floor would look. I think they came out good. You'll see the floors came out good. Could I have spaced them a little different? Probably. You can always do something different. And now this one I'm thinking, okay, let's change the size. And here I go with my dull scissors. And I just cut them. I was a little bit like a crazy person. But I was like, I'm gonna do this. We're getting this done. So if you did use popsicle sticks, it would be thinner floorboards, which would have looked nice. I didn't even realize what I was buying. I just got these, and they're just gonna have to work. And they do work. In the end, it does work. Here I'm trying to straighten out a cut, but I didn't really worry about it, the cuts being straight, which is a little odd. But I'll show you. Here we go. Here's a good shot. So we're going from up above, and you can see kind of how I'm spacing things so that when it gets stained, it's not just one solid wood floor. It's kind of got different sections. And that's the way wood floors are made. And you'll see, the wood glue is holding really good. I didn't go with the Elmer's. The one thing I really tried to be careful of was to not get any glue on the sticks. Because then when you go to stain it, the stain's not going to go over where the glue is. And I'll show you what I did about that in a bit. Here I go again. Some of them were so easy to cut, and some of them were just so difficult. But I'm like a warrior. I'm getting through this. This is happening. It's real. I always try to make what I do, I try to make it just easy. I don't have fancy tools. I don't know. I guess I just wing a lot of stuff. And if it doesn't work out, I'll just do it over. Learn from my first mistake. But actually, I didn't do it over. Well, the struggle's real. And the edges, when this goes into the dollhouse, it will get an casing, molding around the edges, and that'll kind of cover everything that may not be super even around the sides. It's gonna work. And putting it around the floor moldings gives the house inside a more finished look. So here we go. And I got it on there. And the pieces are not really popping up. And to ensure that it doesn't pop up, I don't have anything heavier than just some books to put on it. I leave it overnight. And here we go. Here it is, and it's looking good, and it's all glued down. So now I'm going to I took the finer of the sandpaper. I do not know the grit of it at all. And I'm just going and I'm sanding to try to make sure that they're level. And to go along the edges where glue might have landed on it. I was real careful, but... And then just around the edges. And what I do find is some of the excess that you sand off kind of goes into those little grooves. Now I'm just wiping it off. And I'm okay with it. I'm pleased with it. Okay, time for some staining. So like I said, I have had this cloth stuff forever. I think I got it at Home Depot years ago. This is what I used for my log cabin house, chestnut. And I had it, so I didn't want to go out and buy anything extra. If I don't have to, I don't. I try to make do with what I have. And this, of course, can get messy, but these are still wet. I was so surprised. I guess I did a good job in putting them in the plastic bag for so many years. And here I'm just struggling to get it where I want it to be, where it's comfortable in my hand, and I'm just gonna stain it. These cloths they're amazing. When I was researching to do the log cabin house, I just came across these and I thought that this is the way it needs to be. This is easy. And with these cloths, you can go behind yourself and wipe off anything that's excess, but I didn't. I just went ahead and just put it on there. And using different, the wood, it's all kind of different. These little craft sticks, they're cheap. And so they kind of come out different colors, which I like. I like the way that looks. So there we go. We got it covered. And I'm just trying to smooth it out so there's no lines in it. See how that came out? It's okay. I could see where I could have staggered the wood a little bit different, but a lot of it's going to be covered with rugs. Now here's the little holes I was telling you about, because I just cut them with a scissor. And I didn't sand them to make them straight. So I had some brown paint, and I took a paintbrush, This was a little scary on my part to try to fill these in, and I just kind of went in and wiped it off. And I'm just filling it in and I'm wiping it off. And I just kept doing that until I felt satisfied with the way that it looked. This paint, this brown paint, wasn't even the right color. I don't know what I was thinking with this flooring. I was just a crazy person. I just kind of plowed right through this. And you can see where there's the little light places showing through. Now that may look a little dark, but when I get the Mod Podge on, and this is a satin Mod Podge, and it's said to apply 5 coats, let it dry in between, and do 5 coats. I think I did 3, and I was fine with the amount of gloss that was on it. I didn't want the floors to be too shiny. I wanted it to, but I didn't want it to be not shiny. You know what I mean? I wanted it to have a little bit, and so the satin worked out really well instead of the glossy Mod Podge. And you can kind of still see where there's some of the cardboard showing through, but it didn't bother me. So here's the 2. I made 2, one for the upstairs, one for the downstairs, of course. There's the satin finish. I like it. Are these floors perfect? No, not at all. Will they work? Yeah, they will. I was happy, and I made them so they slide right in. There's a little edge right there on the bottom, and that is because there is a piece of wood that is going to fit over that, so I had to leave a little bit of room. But it works. They look 2 different colors, but they're not. And then I'm going to take them out because I'm not going to use them right now. I'm going to set them to the side. But they're done. I made wood floors. They're done. And the next step will be to wallpaper, if I can ever figure out what color wallpaper I would like to use. And there's a piece of the roof that'll have to go on to be wallpaper too.